What's up, everybody? This is iBass Business Radio. Let me get the microphone into the screen here. Today is Wednesday, December 12th. December 11th, pardon me. Wednesday, December 11th, 2019. Another day flying solo without my co-host, Zach Goodhair Nelson, who is out of town on vacation. Want to talk about something pretty interesting today. I think this is something that is sort of getting lost nowadays in a world that is, I think, becoming a little more soft, I guess. I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, I don't say that the world getting soft is a bad thing. I actually think it's a good thing that people are much more respectful of one another, religious beliefs, whatever, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity. Like, we got to be respectful of all of that. And it's good that we're like that, and I think with the Me Too movement as well, it's great that women have more rights, all that. So there's a softening up where we're all being hyper respectful, which actually is, I think, on the whole, a good thing. But there is, I think, a corollary that comes along with that is harmful. And that is that I think most people now are so non-confrontational that instead of standing up for what is right or pointing out something that is wrong and calling it out and raging against it, because if we don't stand up for what is right and if we don't call out what is wrong, that stuff is going to persist. So at the same time where there is some gains in being super positive and being super harmonious and being super collaborative and congenial and all this stuff all the time, we are losing a little bit of grit. And I think, honestly, this is my own opinion, I think we're also losing the ability to get into a street fight if we need to. Because sometimes certain people don't respect niceties. They will only respect acts of aggression. Unfortunately, it sucks that that's the case. Like, for example, if someone's bullying you every single day, if you're a kid, I got bullied when I was in school. I remember, like, if you're getting bullied every single day and you don't stand up to that bully and let them know, like, there's a price to pay for bullying you, man, the bully's going to keep doing that. That just goes with the territory. But the first time you stand up to that bully and he can see that you're ready to do what you got to do to keep him from messing with you like that, then that's the day that bully is going to stop messing with you. Why do I bring this up? I bring this up because if you're a business owner, if you're an executive, if you're like a high-level business person, you're likely managing people. And if you're managing people, then you can't fly off the handle and be aggressive all the time. In fact, you got to be extremely composed. You got to have a lot of self-control. You got to hear people out, even if you necessarily think that a complaint or a problem or whatever isn't valid or it isn't serious enough to substantiate like a meeting or a complaint. You still gotta take it in, right? So with your team, you got to maintain the harmony, and sometimes even if you want to say something, you can't be too aggressive, right? But on the other side of that, if you got a customer or a vendor, and I'm going to tell you a little story about a little mix-up that I got into with a vendor yesterday, which got me thinking about this. If you have a customer who's just being disrespectful, or their attitude or their behavior is just outrageous, and it just cannot stand, we've had that too. You got to be ready to defend your team. That'd be one thing, but also you got to be ready to defend yourself. So you can't be a doormat, because if you're going to be a business owner, or if you're going to make it as a business person, you got to be strong. It takes a lot of resolve. You're going to be coming up against a lot of challenges all the time. I mean, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you probably got to wait 2, 3, 4 years before you even start to make some money or even start to see things happen. And if you're going to give up and wuss out, like, in the interim, then you'll never make it. And so an attitude of just being a softie or being a pushover, while it sometimes is appropriate to allow yourself to be pushed over a little bit, because sometimes you got to lose a battle to win the war, and you have to make some strategic decisions to keep the peace in your office. But if you become that deep down in your core, a pushover, then guess what? People are going to push you over all the time. So I'm naturally a very cool, mellow, conciliatory. I try not to make a big deal out of small things. Also, if I can, I try to cede. I try to let the other side win, because I know that helps me keep my relationship strong, and it makes people like me. They know they could trust me. So anytime when I can lose an argument, without sacrificing my integrity or without sacrificing some kind of big long-term goals, I always will choose to lose. I have no problem with it. In fact, I think it's a great strategy to not have to win all the time. You know, it shows that you're humble. It takes some humility to do that. But at the same time, you have to keep this skill in the back of your head of being able to take the gloves off and get into a street fight if you need to. I haven't been in a knock 'em down, drag 'em out, street fight type screaming match in probably like 6 years. I was talking to one of my employees here who's been with us for a long time, and she was telling me, you know, she probably never seen me get that mad in like 6 years. But yesterday I got spitting mad. I got furious with one of our vendors. So just to give you a little background, I'm not going to say the name of the company or anything like that, but it's a marketing firm, and we spent a fair amount of money with them, and I trusted them. You know, so it's lesson learned. But if you can't trust your vendors to do a good job without you having to like monitor them minutely all the time, like you're gonna have a hard time being productive because there's too many vendors. Same with your employees. Like if you have to micromanage them, then it's not the right employee. So, we just have been getting no results from this marketing firm. So I started to dig into the work that they were doing, and it was so bad. I started reading all the ad copy, and like there was just terrible grammatical errors. But it was worse than that. Like a lot of the stuff that they were putting out on our behalf was just nonsense. Like there was a weird question mark. It really looked like they probably had someone who doesn't speak English writing it. So like they were outsourcing ad copy to another country is how it looked to me. So it was outrageous. It was terrible. So I've been going back and forth with these guys, telling them, like, you got to refund me all my money, like a good amount. And they came back to me. First thing they tried to do was they tried to just credit me a free month. Like, we can't give you a refund. We have no refunds policy, but we'll do the next month's work for free. So obviously that's absurd. And I told them respectfully, listen, this is a joke. No, I need you to give me back every single dollar that I have paid to you. Also, I need you to reimburse all of the money that I have spent running these ads. Like, you guys got to make me whole because all of the work that you did was terrible. And the guy said, yeah, no, I get it. And this guy that I had, he's an account rep. He's a young guy. He's kind of swole, and he seems kind of tough. I think most people would probably look at him and think that he was pretty gritty and that he had a hard edge to him, and they might even be intimidated by him. But I was looking at him, and I was saying, like, even though this guy is kind of tough, I got justice on my side. I got a righteous cause on my side, and I'm not backing down at all on this. Like, I must get some retribution. You know, I had to see. I still have to see the right thing be carried out. On the next call, he said, "Hey, look, good news." He prefaced it with that. "Hey, good news. I talked to the COO, and we're going to refund you like a third of the money." Like as if that was supposed to make me happy. So here's the deal. A lot of times, if you're dealing with somebody like this, you're in a negotiation, you're dealing with a vendor, they might try to make you a lowball offer. Don't accept it. Do not accept it. If you need all your money back, ask for all your money back. I told him, dude, that is also an outrageous offer. And honestly, the fact that you guys are not doing the right thing here, you're not acting in good faith, you're proving yourself to be people of low integrity, it's starting to upset me, for real. And then he tried to give me some BS excuse for why this was actually a fair offer. And that's when I flew off the handle. I told him, dude, I'm not going to get into all the details, but I just told him, like, dude, this will not stand. I don't care if you're a big firm. I don't care if you're a big tatted up dude or whatever, or you got some kind of hard edge. It's not going to stand. And so we got into a screaming match. I told him what I was going to do. So I'm going to cut a long story very short. I started hounding the CEO of the company. I started hounding all of the top executives on their social media accounts. I started hounding this guy on his social media account where his girlfriend reads the comments. I started leaving comments telling him telling his girlfriend and what his and all his friends, like, what he had done to me and what he was trying to do to me. These are some street fighting tactics, all right? But I just decided I would not take it. And it worked, all right? They gave in. The CEO sent me a direct message. He told me he was going to make me whole, and they gave in. It worked. So fight for what is right. I got to sign off now because I'm running out of time. But look, if you need a firm, an accounting firm, who can run your accounting department or your finance department and save you a bunch of money, but who also fight, who will stand up for what's right and stand up for a righteous cause, visit us at ibassbusiness.com or give me a call, or if you're watching this on one of the social media platforms, hit me in the comments or send me a direct message or whatever you want to do. But I'm going to sign out. I hope you have a great day, and remember, fight for just causes. Talk to you later.